Hey Team Clay, we're going to talk about your home studio setup and what's in your material kit. So first of all, find a place at home, if possible, that you can just leave things, but if not possible, then just make sure you're cleaning up really well after yourself. What you don't want though is a place that has no heat, because clay is a lot of water and it will freeze, and that can mess things up. It can make the clay a little harder to work with, and if you've already made something and it freezes, it can make it basically fall apart. Here's what's in your kit. So you're gonna get a 12 by 12 piece of wood. This is smoother on one side, so you'll probably want to use that side for working on. You'll get a tub for transporting things. And in this tub, I'm giving you plastic. This is one big trash bag that has been cut into 2 big sheets of plastic. So there's 2 here. You can supplement this with your own plastic, but this will get you started. You're gonna get a toolkit. This has a rib, a metal rib, a wooden rib, a sponge. This is a large ribbon tool. This is a small ribbon tool. This is a needle tool. This is a wooden knife, and this is a wire cutter for cutting clay. I'm also going to give you one 1-inch Hake brush. This is going to be for using, primarily using with your slips for decoration. That's exercise number 2. We'll really delve in there. I'm going to give you 5 tubs of slip, a brown. It doesn't look brown, but it will when it's fired. A blue, a yellow. Doesn't look yellow, but it will. Black, same thing, and white. So those will be used for decoration. All right, so a few things that you could get to supplement your setup at home are a cleanup sponge. These are available, I think, at like the dollar store, but for sure at Home Depot in the painting section. These are great for really cleaning things well. And when I clean, I usually wet the sponge, clean the sponge really well, and then wipe everything one more time. That gets all the clay dust that's going to show up after it dries off. A bucket. I like this size. This is 1 gallon. But if you have something just laying around the house, even like a bowl that you're not going to use for food again, that would work. That's just to hold water. I like to have a towel or a rag. Any size is fine. Around just to wipe my hands if I'm like dipping into the water and I need to wipe them. This is not really as useful, in my opinion, for cleanup, and definitely not for anything with your clay, whereas sponges can kind of do multi-duty. Sponges are good for everything in ceramics. And last but not least, I have a couple more things actually. If you have a fork that you're not going to use for food again, this can sometimes come in handy for scratching and scoring. And if you're looking for a larger workspace than the 12 by 12 board, some drywall or another piece of plywood, if you've got it laying around, works really well. Drywall is nice because it's a little smoother than plywood. But because it's made of plaster, you want to tape off the sides like this, because plaster and clay, they are not friends. Plaster will make your clay break. So yeah, this is really helpful for working on. And sometimes you can just find it, like if someone did some work in their house, they might just have a piece you can have for free. The last thing that you can add to your kit is a rolling pin. They'll often have wooden rolling pins like this at the thrift store. You don't want to use a like marble or plastic rolling pin, because that's going to be sticky and stick to the clay. Wood is somewhat absorbent, so it will release it. You can also use something like a wine bottle or one of those other rolling pins. You'll just want to put a layer of some kind of like paper or cloth between the rolling pin and the clay. Your clay is going to come in a bag, and this bag has a twist tie on top. And you're going to want to make sure you keep that tied up when you're not using your clay. Clay is basically just rocks ground up and mixed with water. So if air is able to reach it, then it's going to dry out and it's going to become unusable. You can actually moisten clay back up, but it can be a little bit of a pain, so the easiest thing to do is just always keep your clay wrapped up when you're not using it. Even if you're using part of it and you're going to need some more, just keep that in the bag and keep that bag closed at all times, and it'll be easiest to work with. So yeah, that's what's in your pack and what you can do at home to supplement your studio.